Hi, my name is James Kenton. This tutorial is in response to two questions that appeared recently on the forums. One was from a guy that was building a website selling clothing, and he wanted to be able to cut the people and the background out of an image, leaving only the clothing so that he could show these as examples on his website. The other was from a guy that was using some images of arrows, and the background was obscuring text on the website, and he wanted to make the backgrounds transparent so that only the arrows and the text behind them showed through. So what we've got here is a photograph of a guy wearing a t-shirt, and we're going to cut this t-shirt out of the image so that the background image and the guy himself becomes transparent, leaving only the t-shirt, so that if we were to change the colour of the background, as I've just done, only the t-shirt shows through, and whatever colour we happen to make the background, the t-shirt will be the only thing visible. And even if we put some text on the website, you'll find that the text shows through no problem at all, and that the t-shirt is easily visible. So that's what we're aiming for. Let's go ahead. So the first thing we're going to do is go and get the software we need. Now, in these sort of situations, most people normally recommend Adobe Photoshop, which is a superb photo editing program. But if all you want to do is to edit a couple of t-shirts or a couple of arrows, it's really hard to justify the money that Adobe Photoshop costs. So instead we're going to use a free program, genuine freeware. It is not charged for, it's not pirated, it is genuine freeware, or at least at the time I'm recording this it is. No charge made for it, and it's called GIMP, or some people pronounce it GIMP or even IMP. I'm going to call it GIMP, and you get that. It's free to download at www.gimp.org. So I'll leave you to pause this and go off and get that and install it. So let me explain what we're going to do before we actually do it. I'm going to teach you a way of cutting out this t-shirt from its background in such a way that if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter too much. It makes it very easy for you to recover from mistakes. Now, you can imagine if I'm trying to erase this shirt from its background, it's very easy for me to stray over a line or just go too far and just into the t-shirt itself. And if you were using an erasing tool, especially if you did it in 2 or 3 different places, you might find it quite difficult with some programs or some methods to recover from that. But with this particular method, it's going to be very easy to just paint back the bits that where you went wrong, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have GIMP installed now and you're ready to go. So the first thing you need to do is to open the file we're going to be working on by using the File menu and then Open. That will bring up a dialog that allows you to search your computer and find the image that you're looking for in the normal way. So I'm going to click on the image that I want and click Open, or I could have double clicked on that, and that will load the image that we're going to be working on in this window here. This window is movable, so you can move that wherever you wanted to, and the edges are draggable to resize the window appropriately. The first thing I need to show you is how to zoom in and out and how to move around the image. It's really easy with GIMP. With the Control key on your keyboard, hold that down. With a Mac I think it's a Command key, but on a PC it's the Control key. Push the Control key and keep it pressed down while you then on your mouse go to roughly the area you want to zoom in, and then use the scroll wheel on your mouse, push it forward to zoom in and pull it backwards to zoom out. Really easy. And if you want to move the image around within this window, again that's easy. Let go of all the keys, put the mouse somewhere in the image and then hold the space key down. Keep that held down, move your mouse, no need to press any buttons on the mouse, and that will move the image around, and so you can move really wherever you want to on that image just by pressing the the space key down and then dragging the mouse. So let's show you how to cut this t-shirt out of the image. Pop over onto the toolbox over here and find the tool called the Free Select tool. It looks like a bit like a lasso. Click that one and then come back to your image. And then in an area that you can find easily again later, just click on the image on the edge of the t-shirt, and you'll notice that causes a line to grow out of where you've just clicked. If you click further on down the t-shirt and just keep on clicking, what you're doing is drawing a line around the t-shirt, which is telling the computer where the t-shirt is. And you can do that literally all the way around the t-shirt. Now what you may find is that you may go wrong at some stage. Let me just deliberately do that, and you need to recover from that. That's easy to do with the backspace key on the keyboard. Just click that and that will remove the last few points. Each time you click the backspace key, it'll remove a point, and that can get you back to a place where you're happy, and then just carry on clicking around. So I'm starting to go off a bit now. I need to use the space bar to shift to a new bit of the picture and let go of the space bar and then just start clicking down. Now I'm doing this quite fast, but the more care you take here the better, because the image you end up at the end will look better. Let me speed up the video now so that we don't waste too much time. YouTube only allows me a certain amount of time, so I'm going to speed up now. So here we are reaching back to the original point again, and what you'll find is that when you actually click on the same point that you originally started making the drawing with, that this all joins together, and then you'll see marching ants, this marching ants pattern. That means that you've gone all the way around and you've now got a completely enclosed space. Now this is where the magic happens. This is how we make sure that we can edit the image in such a way that we never truly delete anything and we can recover from mistakes. So now what I want you to do is to come over to your layer dialog box and right click on the thumbnail of the image that we're working on and come down to Add Layer Mask. And when you do that, a new layer mask dialog will arrive. The option we want is white full opacity, and click Add. And if you look now at your layers dialog, you'll notice that a second thumbnail has appeared right next door to the image that we're working on. This one is white and it's what's known as a mask. I don't have time to go into exactly what that means, but you'll see that it's quite useful in a second. I want you to click on that mask just to tell the computer we're going to be working with the mask right now. And now come over to the Select menu and click Invert. And what we've basically just told the computer is that although we just drew around the t-shirt, we're not really interested in the t-shirt itself for the moment. We're interested in everything else. We're interested in the background. And now come down to your toolbox and just notice this tiny little black and white square here. Just click that, and if it isn't already, it will just reset these colours to black and white, which is what we want. Come up to the Fill Bucket tool here and click that, and then just come down and just make sure that the fill type is the foreground colour and the affected area is Fill Whole Selection, and just click that. And now just come back in, and where the t-shirt isn't, as in where the background is, just click, and what that will have done is to have filled your layer mask with black. Again, I don't have time to really explain that on YouTube, but what it's done is to make all of the things that we did not draw around, it's made it transparent.